In the summer of 2022, two of Italy's biggest clubs made headlines with high-profile events. In Rome, Paulo Dybala was unveiled to over 10,000 adoring fans in front of the iconic Colosseum. Meanwhile, 600 kilometers north in Milan, Inter revealed their new kit for the upcoming season. But these events shared more than just excitement and anticipation. Both teams' shirts prominently featured the same sponsor, DigitalBits, a cryptocurrency promising to bring blockchain technology to football fans. Fast forward just a few months, and the story had changed dramatically. Both Roma and Inter terminated their contracts with DigitalBits over missed payments, leaving a blank space where millions of euros worth of sponsorship should have been. This sponsorship saga highlights a broader trend in modern football. Today, jersey sponsors aren't limited to just the chest. They're everywhere. Sleeves, lower back, shorts, and even socks. Players have essentially become walking billboards. Brands pay millions for these spots, hoping to create a lasting connection between their name and a club's success. Think of Arsenal's Invincibles, forever linked with O2, or the treble-winning Manchester United side, and Sharp. But it wasn't always like this. Football shirts weren't always billboards. For decades, they were simple affairs. Team colours, maybe a club crest, nothing more. That all changed in 1976, when a small English club called Kettering Town decided to push the boundaries. Kettering's chairman, Derek Dugan, struck a deal with local company Kettering Tyres to display their name on the team's shirts. The Football Association wasn't pleased. They promptly fined the club and ordered the removal of the sponsor. The revolution was temporarily halted, but the commercial potential was too great to ignore. By 1979, Liverpool became the first major club to feature a sponsor, signing with Japanese electronics giant Hitachi for £100,000. A substantial sum at the time, but a fraction of today's deals. The floodgates opened. Throughout the 1980s and 90s, shirt sponsorships became the norm rather than the exception. Manchester United's partnership with Sharp, Arsenal with JVC, and AC Milan with Opel became iconic pairings that fans still remember today. By the 2000s, the financial landscape had transformed completely. What started as a £100,000 deal for Liverpool had evolved into multi-million-pound agreements. Today, Manchester United's deal with Snapdragon is worth £75 million annually, while Real Madrid's partnership with Emirates brings in €70 million per season. The types of sponsors have evolved too. Traditional sectors like electronics, automotive, and airlines have been joined by online betting companies, cryptocurrency firms, and tech startups, all eager to leverage football's global audience. In 2019, Italy passed legislation that banned gambling companies from sponsoring football clubs, and with them gone, it opened the way for crypto companies. In 2021, Italian giants AS Roma and Inter Milan both announced major sponsorship deals with DigitalBits, a blockchain company promising to bring cryptocurrency innovation to football fans. Roma's deal was valued at €35 million over 3 years, significant for a club working to re-establish itself among Europe's elite. But Inter Milan's agreement was even more substantial, €80 million over 5 years, making it one of the largest cryptocurrency sponsorships in sports history. Both clubs proudly displayed the DigitalBits logo on their shirts, and fans were told about exciting new digital initiatives, fan tokens, and blockchain innovations that would revolutionize their relationship with the clubs. By mid-2022, reports emerged that DigitalBits was struggling to meet its financial obligations. First came delayed payments, then missed installments altogether. The cryptocurrency market was experiencing significant volatility, with Bitcoin and other digital currencies losing substantial value. At the time of the AS Roma sponsorship deal in July 2021, DigitalBits had a market capitalization of just $86 million, making their €36 million commitment to Roma alone nearly half their entire market value. This raised red flags among financial analysts who questioned the sustainability of such an arrangement. Despite these concerns, DigitalBits' token price initially surged, reaching a market capitalization of $625 million by November 2021. However, by August 2022, this had collapsed to a mere $8.5 million, a 98% drop in value. The payment structure of these deals is particularly telling. Roma's agreement was heavily weighted toward the final season, with initial payments of just €6 million per season before a significant increase in the 2023-24 campaign. This structure allowed DigitalBits to maintain payments to Roma initially while defaulting on the much larger payments owed to Inter Milan. Inter's deal required payments of €23 million, €27 million, and €30 million across 3 seasons, amounts that quickly proved too much for DigitalBits to afford given the major financial crisis within their industry. But unlike Roma, Inter weren't just victims of a failed sponsorship deal. A year earlier, they had teamed up with Socios.com to launch their very own fan token, promising supporters a revolutionary way to engage with the club. The pitch was simple: buy the Inter fan token, and you could vote on decisions like the team's goal celebration song, or even get VIP access to matches. It was marketed as a way to give fans more influence, more connection, and more exclusivity. But here's the catch: fans couldn't just buy tokens directly. First, they had to purchase Chiliz, Socios' native cryptocurrency, and then exchange it for Inter tokens. What seemed like an exciting new frontier for fan engagement quickly turned into a financial minefield. The Inter fan token launched at $2 per token, but the value didn't hold. By March 2025, it had plummeted to just 89 cents, a staggering loss for anyone who invested early. Fans who thought they were buying a piece of influence were instead left holding tokens worth less than half their original value. The DigitalBits scandal wasn't occurring in isolation. It coincided with growing scrutiny of football's relationship with certain industries, particularly gambling. If you've watched English football in recent years, you've likely noticed the prevalence of betting companies on team shirts. In the 2021-22 Premier League season, 9 of the 20 clubs featured gambling companies as their main shirt sponsors. This relationship between football and gambling has been lucrative but controversial. Critics argue it normalizes betting behavior, potentially contributing to gambling addiction, especially among young fans. Supporters counter that these sponsorships provide vital revenue, particularly for smaller clubs without global fan bases. In April 2023, the Premier League announced a significant change. Front-of-shirt gambling sponsorships would be banned starting from the 2026-27 season. While gambling companies could still appear on shirt sleeves and sideline advertising boards, the most visible placement would be off-limits. This decision followed years of pressure from advocacy groups and politicians concerned about the sport's close ties to gambling. The Premier League opted for a voluntary ban, likely to avoid more stringent government-imposed regulations. The ban created a ripple effect that extends beyond just gambling companies. It forced clubs to reconsider their sponsorship strategies and look to new industries for partnerships. As traditional sponsorship categories like gambling faced increasing restrictions, clubs turned to emerging industries like cryptocurrency and blockchain companies. These new partners offered substantial deals but came with their own risks, as Roma and Inter Milan discovered the hard way. The gambling ban represents a broader trend in football sponsorship, increasing scrutiny of who clubs partner with and how those relationships affect fans. This changing landscape is forcing clubs to innovate in their approach to commercial partnerships. So if gambling sponsors are on the way out and cryptocurrency partnerships have proven risky, what does the future hold for football shirt sponsorships?